All right, welcome back. This is the Heist Podcast with Uli
and Danny.
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? And honestly, man, I feel like I'm on some kind of watch list because today we're talking about MKUltra, which is it's a government, pretty much a mastermind idea to like take over people's minds. You know, honestly, I think we should have wore the tinfoil hats today for this one, definitely, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, I think well, first of all, it's been declassified. They did do this stuff.
Yeah.
One of the questions that I do have is if they're still doing it right now.
Sweet. Well, we're going to get into it. Welcome back. Today we're going to do a deep dive on one of the most controversial programs in American intelligence history. It sounds fake, but it's been declassified, and it just has to do with mind control, LSD, secret brothels, assassins. Again, it sounds fake, but MKUltra, man. Everyone's heard of MKUltra, and if you haven't, you're about to. Yeah. Today I'm with Danny. I'm with Ricardo. What's going on, guys?
Nothing, bro. Nothing. Let's get into this episode. You know, this fucking MKUltra started off as a conspiracy theory. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, it started off. They didn't know about it.
I don't think it started off as a conspiracy theory. I think it just became. Well, it wasn't
it was a conspiracy.
It was a conspiracy theory, and then it was
just recently declassified within the last decade.
Yeah. It's the same thing with like Area 51.
Right.
They were like, "Oh no, that place doesn't exist," but people were like, "It totally exists."
But what's up, man? What's new? What have you been up to?
Nothing much, man. Just again, same thing: stress, work, homework, all that other stuff. You know. What about you?
Well, let's hear from Ricky first. What's up, man? Do we have an update for the ghost?
I don't know, bro. It's just fucking. We heard some weird shit behind my refrigerator. You know, like if it was moving.
You probably need a new fridge.
Nah, bro. The fridge is brand new. It sounded like somebody was like behind it, trying to kind of push.
What the hell, dude?
It's fucking weird, bro. No, honestly, it was weird. I just didn't think anything of it.
Okay.
So, what do you do when that stuff happens, man?
Continue whatever the hell I'm doing. If I'm watching TV, just watch TV. You know?
I respect that. You basically give it no attention.
Just ignore it.
Yeah.
For what, bro? Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Why would I want to give it attention? Dude's working out.
Me personally, I'd be upset. What bills you pay to freaking push my fridge around?
He's scaring off the other ghosts.
You know? Yeah, knowing you, bro, I'm probably sure you're pissed at some entities just living in your house for free, bro.
I'd be pissed off.
Like, just knowing Ricky, bro, how he is, he's probably freaking just live it every day, just thinking about it all day. Just like, man, this freaking bastard's living in my house, not paying any rent, dude.
I'm pissed off for you right now, to be honest with you.
I love it. You got to stay mad.
Yeah, well, so me, I mean, it's kind of been more of the same. Had a busy weekend. We had our last soccer game for the girls' soccer team.
Nice.
I coach a under-8 soccer team with my daughter. And that was cool. And then Friday, I made steaks.
Oh.
I made some really nice steaks. They came out super fire. Of course, everyone's a critic. Everyone's in the DM saying, "Oh, it looks dry. Ooh, you look dry, huh?" Mm-hmm. How about that?
Tell them.
And what's crazy is when I picked them up, right, I went and as I was getting home, I got gas. Mm-hmm. And as I'm getting gas, there's this like cholo, right? And he's bald-headed. He's got tattoos.
Nice.
You know, just typical cholo. And then he was on the opposite side of my pump. So then, you know, he's in there getting his freaking King Cobra malt liquor or whatever.
That's how it's done.
You know, I'm in there getting my Hello Kitty drink. And then, so I'm pumping gas. He's pumping gas on his side. And I just, sigh real big. I'm so ready to get this weekend started. And he's like, "Yeah, fool me too." And then, and then we started talking. And he's like, "Oh man, I'm surprised the gas isn't that expensive." And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm surprised we're not at $10 at this point."
I know.
And then, as he's leaving, not as he's leaving. So then he's like, "Oh, what are you up to?" I was like, "Oh, well, I bought some steaks. I'm gonna make some steaks this weekend." And then he's like hopping into his Escalade. He rolled down the window, and he goes, "Hey man, enjoy that meat, fool." I'm like, "Yo,
hey, yo, what do you mean?
What do you mean enjoy that meat, bro?" Honestly, I thought about like just chasing him down and then pit maneuvering him.
Yeah.
Because that has just, you don't say that.
I need answers now. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
Is
Why'd
he
you
a
look
gay
at me all
cholo?
seductive like that? Yeah.
Yeah. Why did he lick his lips when he's like, "Hey man, enjoy that meat," and he's like,
Bites his lower lip and
Dude.
everything.
I was pissed.
I'm pissed for you.
What do you think? What would you do, Ricky?
Ask for his colors, and if he has the gay pride flag, then you run him down. No.
I don't know, man. Keep it civil.
Keep it civil, you think?
That was civil. What are you talking
Civil,
about?
bro. Just pay no attention to him.
Well, you just gonna keep it pushing? You're just gonna let a cholo tell you? You enjoy that meat in your mouth, that's it?
Hey, bro.
You gotta treat him like a ghost, bro. You know, just
That's crazy. That's a good. I like that.
So when people are getting all Neanderthal on you, you just be like, "You're a ghost to me."
You just ignore them, bro. They're not even there, bro.
That's how they punch you in the face.
Oh, that's a different story, bro. That's a different story. They getting a bat, homie.
You're like, you stay there. I'm coming back with a bat.
All right, so back to MKUltra. So before we can actually get into it, we got to think about who started it and who did it. And to understand MKUltra, you got to understand CIA itself, right? Because it didn't always exist. During World War II, we didn't have a CIA. We had the OSS, the Office of Strategic Services. They were spies, saboteurs. Is that how you say that word?
Saboteurs.
Saboteurs. They were the wild cowboys of the war.
Oh, that's hot.
But when the war ended in 1945, President Harry Truman shut them down. He famously said that we didn't need an American Gestapo, right? We didn't need, all these crazy dudes doing all kinds of crazy covert things without the government knowing, especially during peace times. We didn't need all that. But that moral high ground didn't last.
Usually never does.
As soon as the Cold War started, the Iron Curtain fell, and then suddenly America realized they were flying blind. They didn't know what was going on in the world because we didn't have those spies. They had no idea what the Soviets were doing. So just 2 years later, in 1947, Congress passed a National Security Act, and then the CIA was born.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Fresh little baby just coming out.
Fresh little baby CIA, just full of secrets.
Not full of secrets just yet, but starting to plot those secrets.
So we went from like having no secret police to we need spies up and down, every which way. They started doing all kind of espionage, all kinds of. I mean, everyone's heard all the stories of Cold War, like warfare, and how there was just spies everywhere, people trying to get assassinated. It was freaking wild that time.
Yeah, I mean, they had spies throughout like all the wars, and like let's take World War II for a quick example, right?
Yeah.
So when they bombed Pearl Harbor, we already had Japanese residents living in San Francisco and stuff like that.
They were living all over the place.
Yeah, all over in America. So what happened was, to be safe, they didn't know what was going on with these guys. If they were spies or if they were actually here to be legit, they just safely were like, we're going to remove you guys from the population and just put you guys in prisons.
Yeah, so when the CIA started, like the agency was young, it was insecure, and they were desperate to prove that they were better than the KGB, Oh,
God.
They were like, the KGB was around for a long time. Those who don't know, the KGB was basically the secret service of the Russians. And obviously they're going to go head to head.
Oh, yeah.
So the CIA was born out of pure proper paranoia. Sorry, I need to say that again. The CIA was born into a world of pure paranoia. Everyone's looking over their shoulder. Everyone knew that there was something brewing, right? Nuclear war, and the CIA was there to pretty much collect information. And during this time, they were like super scared of brainwashing. They were terrified of it. So at this point, the CIA wasn't just trying to get information out of people. They're trying to put in commands. So this is where the Manchurian Candidate comes up, and basically it's like a sleeper cell, right? A Manchurian Candidate is, which is like a sleeper. In 1954, Project Artichoke team wrote a memo saying, "Can we make a person commit assassination involuntarily?" So basically, they would give you two personalities: personality A and personality B. And what they would do is they would make personality A and personality B be completely different, almost like a Jekyll and Hyde, right? So then I would tell Danny A, I'd be like, "Hey, Danny A,
That's me.
you're a good guy. You don't do nothing bad. You do everything perfectly by the book.
I'm a good boy."
And then once I brainwash you and hypnotize you, and then I give you a keyword like the robin flies at dawn,
Oh shit.
something like that. As soon as you hear those words, like you flip a switch, and now you're Danny B, which is like gay, retarded, and like you do all kinds of crazy things, right? And
I'm over here. We're gonna have to cut that out. I'm sorry, but you went. Then you're gay and you're retarded.
okay, well,
oh no.
Anyway, so that's what they wanted, right? So they wanted you to pretty much you're gonna be Danny A, and they're gonna fly your ass to North Korea, and you're gonna meet Kim Jong Un. And what, dude? That's his name. Yeah. Okay. Kim Il Sung is what I think was the guy at that point.
And this whole video is gonna get flagged just because you said retarded, Chinaman,
Gay, black.
Gay, black. It's gonna get flagged. on YouTube.
Dude, it's fine. We'll be fine. We're small. Anyways, okay,
She said.
so we send you over to Ching Chong Chu, all right? Dude, what, dude?
It sounds like he's a trainer.
That's his name is Choo Choo, dude.
like a fucking train.
Just a bunch of train noises. That's the dude's name.
Who built the railroads, huh? Who built the railroads?
Jing Jong Choo.
Jing Jong Choo
Choo Choo, bro.
Choo Choo.
That's racist, huh? When they go choo
No,
choo
it's
train.
not racist, dude. We're not racist here.
What does the conductor say?
We hate
Choo-choo?
everyone equally.
Hey, have a percentage. You know, I'm gonna leave this a little vague, but I got a little Asian in me.
You gotta
I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
A little Asian.
Okay, hold on. All right. So look, back to my story. Danny A, we're gonna send you over to Russia, right? We're gonna have you meet Vitaly, and then when you meet Vitaly, one of our sleeper agents or one of our double agents named, we'll call him Vadim,
Call him
right?
Ricardo.
Vadim will be like, once you get there, you're gonna go there with the information you knew, but obviously I implanted information into Danny B, right? The gay retarded one, and then that does crazy stuff. So then gay retarded Danny will only come out once, the code word is said. So then Vadim goes, the Robin falls at dawn, and then now gay retarded Danny comes out, and then you start blasting fools.
But hold on, I got a question.
So that's the Manchurian Candidate in a.
Why you make me gay and retarded? Why not Ricky?
I got a question.
No, but you have two personalities. You're fine. You're good.
I got a question. So, a secret word activates Danny B, right? Gay and what is it? What did you say it was? Gay and what else?
Oh! All of a sudden you're
So what-
not saying it hard R. Oh, okay. I see.
It's a different hard R.
Hitting it with the crispiest of R's like 5 minutes ago, but now it's a different story. I got
Okay,
you.
hold on. Let the man tell his story. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay.
But how's it activated? What, he just gets a text message or what? He just-
No,
No,
It's-
I think it's a verbal cue.
It's verbal cues. So most of the time they had handlers. So like if we were to do this, right? The way that they would
I'd be your handler, right?
Sure, why not? But the way that they would do it is that they would have you specifically listen to this guy's voice over and over and over. And in those sessions, they would split you up. So, like, they would give you, like, random stuff. They would make up random Q tests, questionnaires, right? Like, let's say, hey, man, have you ever, like, found yourself feeling weird in social situations? Oh, yeah? Okay, great. Okay. Have you ever felt like you were a little antisocial in certain things? Oh, okay, great. And they would be like, hey, man, you have split personality disorder. Even though you don't actually have it, they're going to tell you that you do because they are professional psychiatrists. You think that that's what they are. And they'll just keep doing this. And over 4 to 5, so like in that first session, they'll be like, hey, let's say let's say you have somebody else like inside of you. What do you think they would be called? Right? Like you're called Ricky.
They're basically vet people enough to where they're like, yeah, these people are perfect for this kind of assignment.
Yeah.
So the best ones were like the ones that had like complete amnesia. So they would okay, Danny A would come in, right? Danny B would get activated. He would kill, and then they would deactivate Danny B, and he would go back to Danny A, and Danny A would have no clue,
No memory
of
whatsoever.
what Danny B did. So
That's crazy.
it
sounds like a lot of shit that goes on today.
I mean, I'm sure it does go on today, but we'll get into that a little bit later. The CIA was obsessed with the idea of a patsy. They wanted a puppet who can take the fall while the puppet master just walked away clean.
A scapegoat. Yeah.
A scapegoat. So that word is being thrown around a lot today. They're saying Daniel Crooks, the guy who shot Trump, was a patsy. Oh. They said that Charlie Kirk's murder was also a patsy. pretty much anytime that there's conspiracy revolving an individual, whatever side is against it, it will usually, you know, say it's a patsy, or it's very seldom when it's a cut and dry, like, oh, this guy was just nuts, you know. It's always going to be some kind of conspiracy, which honestly it just warrants it, especially when the CIA and the FBI doesn't release
they don't release all that they have.
Yeah, especially when the CIA and the FBI don't release information that they have, and then people are just going on scavenger hunts and, you know, coming up with their own conclusions, and of course they're gonna come out with just, yeah, there's gonna be some wild theories out there, like Harambe, dude. He was a patsy for sure.
Oh hell yeah,
he was killed. He was killed for no reason, dude.
Dicks out for Harambe.
Do it.
Pull it out though.
All right. All right. So
Mine's out right now.
So at this point,
I couldn't tell.
At this point, the CIA, like, they're like, oh yeah, the Soviet Union definitely has these Manchurian candidates. They already have sleeper cells. They have these people that have the double personalities. Because during the Cold War, American POWs were coming out of the camps, confessing to their crimes that they didn't commit. So they were saying like, oh yeah, we did chemical warfare, we did germ warfare, and that never happened. At least on paper. I mean, it's possible that it did happen. I mean, again, the government's lying to us left and right.
Oh, 100%.
But according to declassified documents, we never did germ warfare. But these POWs were coming out saying like, yeah, we committed crimes that we didn't. Okay, so this brings us to Operation Paperclip. After World War II, the U.S. secretly imported over 1,600 German scientists. Some were rocket scientists that later went on to build the hydrogen bomb, the nuclear bomb, and pretty much just getting us to win the space race. You know, we were the first people to land on the moon.
Allegedly.
We'll get into that one day. And then some of them were just part of like brutal experiments in like concentration camps. Again,
allegedly.
And we imported their ethics or their lack of ethics. We saw this as like talent because, I mean, at the end of the day, the Nazis were super advanced, man.
Oh, super.
And they could have won the war, but they had this freaking drugged out, retarded guy just leading them, going all over the place. Okay, so the CIA. So they give these guys like a massive budget, and then they launched MKUltra, or not MKUltra proper. First it was First it was Bluebird, Project Bluebird in 1950. It started 3 months before the Korean War started. It was supposed to be defensive, preventing our agents from being brainwashed. Then came Project Artichoke in 1951. This was an offensive. This was where they started looking for assassins to switch over. Mm-hmm. So one thing that they wanted to do was to receive or get POWs from the enemy and then brainwash them, send them back, and then have them assassinate people.
Yeah,
on our behalf. But it was too small. It didn't really go all that well. And then on April 13, 1953, the CIA director Alan Dulles approved the big one, MKUltra proper. And he handed the keys to a man named Dr. Sidney Gottlieb. Yeah, so this dude, Gottlieb, was known as the poisoner and chief. They gave him that nickname. And he was also known to be a hippie before the term even existed.
Oh, damn. Yes. Yeah, so Gottlieb lived in a cabin, no running water, and milked his own goats. Like,
he was a weird dude.
Yeah, that's living off the grid.
Yeah, he like spent his time just like making poison darts, Boltism pills, and LSD doses.
Oh.
So my boy was on drugs. He generally believed he was a patriot protecting democracy by destroying individual minds. Obviously, you know, this guy's going to have a fat ego.
Yeah.
Even though, isn't LSD supposed to give you an ego death?
Kill your ego? I think so. Well, I mean, it's like...
I've never participated in LSD. I don't know if you guys have.
No.
Ricky?
No.
Allegedly.
I
heard that wink in your voice.
I only seen it in the movies.
I heard that wink in your voice.
So under Gottlieb, MKUltra expanded into 149 sub-projects. They infiltrated 80 institutions, colleges, hospitals, and prisons.
Damn.
I want to say that they had four direct projects that dealing with children.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Danny is going to get into that a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't just stay in the lab. They actually took these experiments to the streets, and they were doing stuff to the unassuming public. One of the projects that I wanted to cover today is Operation Midnight Climax, where these scientists, they had all this money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they pretty much got a blank check. I think they summed it up to $25 million.
That's crazy.
Especially at that time, dude. You're talking about the 1950s.
Yeah.
That's at least $100 million.
Dude, it's a lot. Like,
All
holy shit.
Anyways, so they went to San Francisco and New York, and what they did was they got these prostitutes and they basically paid them off. They rigged up these hotel rooms and to have two-way mirror or one-way mirrors. Mm-hmm. So on one side it'd be like the scientists just getting drunk, getting high, and just partying up, and then they would have the one-way mirror towards the room, and then that's where the John and the prostitute would do their thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the whole point of Midnight Climax was to basically seduce these guys to see if them clapping and and the mix of them clapping and LSD would get them to give out more information. Obviously, it did. It made them more susceptible to give up information, as opposed to just being a dude, just on the street. You can't just walk up to a dude and be like, "Hey, man, tell me your whole story." They're gonna need a little bit of persuading. So what they they would have these prostitutes bringing these Johns, and I want to say that Martin Luther King was maybe part of that. There's stories of there being video of him like clapping prostitutes. I don't know for sure, but
allegedly,
this is alleged for sure. But I know the family was like super pissed at like that was being told.
Yeah.
Because everyone loves Dr. King, but my man was a goon, bro.
At the end of the day, he was a man.
Yeah.
He had needs.
Yeah.
He couldn't fight the urges, so that's all on him.
Yeah, so what? All right, so picture this, man.
Straight as a circle.
So consider how crazy this is, dude. Okay. They had CIA agents sitting behind a mirror, drinking martinis, watching unsuspecting Johns get freaking blasted off into the depths of LSD space and just massive doses of LSD, dude. Yeah. These guys probably had the time of their lives, dude.
A whole new dimension.
They got some gross booty, and then they got a ton of drugs, dude, and then they just get to go home.
That's also the thing, though. They only did the research and like studied them while they were there. They didn't study them when they let them go. When they're like, "All right, job's done, go." Yeah.
Yeah, and this was happening in safe houses and hotels and stuff.
Brothels.
It's all the same thing, right?
One of the projects that was happening at the time, or is alleged to happen at the time, is.
Is it alleged or is it declassified as having happened?
So I say it's alleged because of the stuff that leads to it, right?
Okay.
So this is a theory.
Okay.
Okay. So it's the Montauk Project. Okay. In 1942, the U.S. Government established Camp Hero. Camp Hero was known as Fort Hero to begin with. It was a part of a coastal defense network to try to protect New York's whole coastal line from the Soviets, from everything that was happening. Because again, this was World War II, so they set up these things, whole coastal lines, so that way they could have a way to make sure that there aren't like things coming their ways, any aircrafts, missiles, or anything like that. So it was equipped with two super large, like 16-inch guns. It had searchlights. There was underground barracks. There was ammo storages. A whole bunch of like hidden tunnels underneath it to like different places. So it already has all the stuff that you need for what's essentially to happen. In 1951, right? So this was after World War II. They said we don't really need this right now. But in 1951, they installed an 80-foot large radar surveillance station. And since we were going to war with Russia at that time, Russia already started making long range bombs. So with this radar, they were able to detect things that were 200 miles away before it gets into our space. It's important to understand, or to like understand where this is coming from. They had the signals that they would receive were being sent to semi-automatic ground environments, aka SAGE. SAGE were basically these. SAGE was a huge computer network that shared information from other radar stations across America. With this information, operators, technicians that were there would be able to track aircrafts, track missiles, track anything that would basically be in that space, and determine what would be the correct response. Do we send out jets? Do we try to shoot it down before it gets to us? Everything like that. Okay. In the 1960s, threats changed. All other countries were making ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. So they were able to shoot it, and it would get to us in a matter of minutes. So before we could even respond to it.
It was actually just used from Iran to Israel.
And the ballistic missiles? Yeah, see?
ICBMs.
Yeah, and it's crazy because
Crazy, bro.
all countries have that stuff. And
Wait, are you saying the one that the United States dropped on Iran? You're saying from Israel to Iran?
No, from Iran to Israel.
Oh, okay. Oh, from Iran to Israel. Okay.
And again, they're a lot closer, so that shit hits in a matter of seconds.
The Iron Dome can intercept those.
That's how scary it is. So in the 1960s,
Fucking insane.
they started making all this stuff. So America was like, well, there's no reason for us to continue to have this radar station. Excuse me. In 1969, the radars at Camp Hero were deactivated. They basically shut this stuff down. 1981, Camp Hero was shut down. Technology, everything that was basically there was taken out. It was deactivated. By this time, they already sealed off all the tunnels, all the other stuff that they had. So they abandoned this building. Okay. Even though it was closed, people couldn't go to it. It was still government property. So they still had guards there, and they still had some,
Bro.
still had guards and technicians walking around, coming and going, even though it was being left there to basically rot. So nobody was going to have access to it. They didn't have plans for it, so they were just done with it, right? You see a place that has nobody there. You see guards walking around, and you see men in coats, men in suits walking in and out, and you don't know what the heck's going on. As a human being, as a civilian, you see that and you're like, what are they doing? You're not allowed to have access to it. You know the government is doing something sneaky, right? Because of this, people started to coming up with their own theories as to what the government was doing, since they didn't stop using this place. They still used it, right? People, researchers, investigators would point out how close Camp Hero was to Brookhaven National Lab. What's interesting about Brookhaven is that it was 50 miles, I think it was west or south of this place. Brookhaven is a nuclear research facility involved in particle physics and having historical ties to just governmental research. People would say that Brookhaven used Camp Hero for their most dangerous experiments. The stuff that they couldn't have done there, they used it over at Camp Hero because, again, it was only 50 miles away. So it was fine. People's theories ranged from mind control because of MKUltra and time travel, going between all of that stuff, right? Then came Preston Nichols, an electrical engineer living in Long Island, still near New York, right? It's all there. He was interested in electrical magnetic research and radio technology. So he was trying to get into all that stuff. According to Nichols, in the early 1980s, he began having unusual memories and psychological phenomenons that he couldn't explain. He went to go find help. He went to do therapy. He went to go do meditation. And he, according to him, recovered suppressed memories of working at Camp Hero between 1971 and 1983. Okay. Claimed he was involved in projects of mind control and electromagnetic manipulation, leading to time travel. He co-authored a book called The Montauk Project. Claimed between 1971 and 1973 was all about mind control projects like MKUltra using electromagnetic technology instead of the drugs. So being able to manipulate you with sound waves. Claimed they were using transmitters that would be using the electrical magnetic waves to broadcast frequencies to not only affect your brain, but to even affect you emotionally, to make you feel fear, to make you calm, to make you angry, all the wide range, right? They were using electrical magnetic waves to make you feel this stuff. They started to use this thing called the Montauk chair in 1974. A specific type of chair. So kind of picture like a dentist chair, right? Because dentists have specific types of chairs that they usually use for whenever they're working on your teeth. So it was this type of a chair that had large electrical magnetic coils in a triangle. So like basically 3 of them. So they would have one here, one to your left, one above you, and one to the right. And they would put people into this stuff. Okay. It was mainly used for psychic amplification. The theory was human thoughts produced electrical magnetic signals, but it was too weak to pick up. But if they can detect them, they can power them up with this chair, and then a person's thoughts could manifest into physical effects. So they can, if you think of something, this chair would pick it up. It would help you amplify it and actually physically produce it right in front of you. People with high psychic abilities could use this. Think of an object and make it real by pulling it from somewhere at some time, past, present, future. They were able to pull it out. That's crazy. They could. So while they were using this chair as well, the other things that they were having them do is that they could project themselves into different places and see what was happening miles away at different time periods. So like they would have people sit in this chair and tell them, all right, I want you to mainly focus. It's 1974. I want you to mainly focus on this thing in Russia, right? So they will give you a description of what the place is. They'll start thinking about it, starting to try to like envision it. And then they would say they were able to be at that specific place and hear what people were saying around them. Even though, again, in this scenario, it was Russia. They were speaking Russian. They didn't know, but they would start like translating it. They wouldn't physically be there, but mentally they were there. While their physical being was still at...
Yeah, so it's remote viewing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and they use that today, actually, to find, like, it's actually, they've solved a lot of cold cases with remote viewing.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Like, it seems like it's a real thing, man. It's weird.
If the subjects were like, if they had enough psychic abilities and they were able to focus on a specific time zone, a specific place, the equipment would pick it up, and they could even make what they were calling time vortex. So they were actually able to see into these things like portals, basically, and see what it looked like at that time. The systems that Nichols claimed that they were using was computer systems processors used to amplify the signals based on technology by Dr. John von Neumann. Dr. von John Neumann was a mathematician who worked on early computer systems and one of the key architects of the Manhattan Project that basically made nukes. Late 70s, they needed more physically gifted subjects and started the Montauk Boy program. The boys that were in this program were between the ages of 10 to 16. Some of these boys were recruited or even abducted in the local areas. Again, allegedly, this is what Nichols claimed. Claimed these boys were chosen because younger minds were more physically, psychologically malleable. So they were able to basically have them do what they wanted them to do at better rates, and they were able to just get all that stuff. They were able to shape their minds how they wanted them to be. The boys were exposed to psychological conditioning, electromagnetic exposure, and trauma-based programs designed to boost the psychic abilities. Some of the boys that were used for this, some boys were used for time travel experiments. Some coming back, some not. So they would have one sit there, and he would start like projecting the time vortex, making the portal, and they would tell the boy, all right, go in. Try to go in there. Again, some of the boys would come back, some of the boys wouldn't. The ones that did come back would have memory loss, would have altered memories, and because this was like a whole mind manipulation thing that branched off of MKUltra, they were already messing with these kids mentally, right? So they would have them to what I call a factory setting mode. Before they make them go into this stuff, because again, sometimes their memories get altered and stuff like that. When they come back, they make them go through that process again and reset them back to the factory default mode. So that way they don't know what happened and they erase all their memories of what just recently happened, right? The messed up thing is there was no missing kids. So around the 1970s, no missing kids that were in that area have ever been connected to the abductions claimed. Then here comes another person, right? So this was all claims by Preston Nichols, who co-wrote the book, The Montauk Project.
This all has to do with Stranger Things, yeah?
Yes. This is one of the main things that has to do with Stranger Things as to what Stranger Things is based off of. Enters
Loosely.
No. Actually, it's I don't remember what they're called, like the Dolken brothers. The brothers that basically made Stranger Things have even stated in interviews, the Montauk Project is what the show is based off of. They when it was before it became Stranger Things, it was called the Montauk.
Okay.
So it was before that, right? Then came another man. His name was Duncan Cameron. Primarily the psychic that was used in the Montauk chair in the late 70s. Nichols claimed Duncan could generate time portals more reliably than any other subject. So out of everyone that they had there doing all this stuff, Duncan was the only one who was able to make time portals reliably. The time vortex portals that were made by Duncan would be used by the military to drive or walk through into different times and places. And they would basically have none of the mind-altering effects that I stated before. Cameron claimed that they used him to go into time to get information or objects, and he would bring back scrolls or tablets from ancient Egypt. He would bring back maps from like Civil War and information from even future civilizations.
That nigga will go back in time and just fucking do a time heist.
Basically,
That's fucking crazy.
yeah.
That nigga crazy doing some time heist.
Yeah. And then according
Yeah, if you're gonna talk, dude, talk into the mic. Stop doing that.
according to Nichols, in August 12, 1983, Montauk Project was brought to an end. So Montauk Project was brought to an end in 1983 due to Duncan and the chair. Because remember, Duncan was the one that was primarily used for all this stuff. So which means he had a better psychic ability. He had a better psychological hold of everything.
Who was the fool that could go back in time and then forward in time?
Duncan Cameron is the main one that they used for all this stuff.
Where's he at?
Damn, dude.
He's dead.
He's dead?
He's dead. It's a whole bunch of like ups and downs with some of this stuff. Like the more that I researched it, there were some holes, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe it was just the wording that they used. But
what do you think you can get from the past that would make you absolutely rich?
Ideas you take from present time to back in time.
Like what?
Like the iPhone, for example.
Okay, but if you take the idea of the iPhone, how are you gonna build it?
Go whoop Steve Jobs' ass back in time, bro. Like, that's my idea. Watch out.
Talking to the mic.
Say that again.
Like, go to fucking when Steve Jobs was still in elementary school and beat his ass and be like, hey, man.
Dude, you think you can beat up Steve Jobs?
Like, fuck it, bro.
Bro, you ain't got hands like that, dude. Steve Jobs would destroy you, dude.
You gonna let him talk to you like that? Yo, if you swung on him right now, nobody would judge
I've seen
you.
this guy get jumped by 3 people, dude.
That's
Steve
three
Jobs,
of them, though.
dude. Steve Jobs has the brain of 3 people, so he probably has the strength of 3 people too.
He didn't look like he did.
I'll tell you one thing. I'll go back in time, bro, and then the iPhone's my idea, bro.
What would you take, Danny, if you can go back in time?
If I can go back in
Steve
time,
Jobs, respect.
take one thing.
Yeah.
If you were to go back in time.
The thorn crown of Jesus.
Now, better yet. If there was time travel and it was possible,
Okay.
what point in time would you go? What would you like to see?
No, bro. That was not my question. Are you guys gonna ask me?
Oh, what would you?
I'm asking both of y'all.
No, hold on. I want to hear his answer. What would you steal?
What would I steal?
No,
You want to know what I would steal?
what would you
You
steal?
want to know?
What would you steal?
The Hope Diamond.
You guys want to know?
I want to know, Daddy.
Would you steal your own V card?
He fucks himself.
Yeah.
Dude. Wow. Okay, dude. You guys want to know though, bro?
Yeah.
Just tell us.
Leading us in suspense.
I would go back in time and steal. No, I haven't thought about this yet.
Oh my God. Not me. Come back to me. Come back to me.
What did you want to steal?
Huh?
You already said it.
I already said
Oh,
it.
you did?
Said the
I
thorn-
wouldn't-
he would steal
Oh, yeah, he
Jesus'
said
drip, bro. That's crazy.
Bro, nigga.
They took it off of him.
Bro, you're
After
gonna
he
steal-
died, they took it off of
You're
him.
gonna steal Jesus' drip? That's crazy.
They
You know
did
what?
it. They already stole his stuff. They ripped his clothes apart. The purple sash that he had that they hung up in a church when he passed away split. They already took all of his stuff.
Whatever, dude.
So you're
All right.
so you're telling me you would fucking go back in time and whoop Judas's ass?
Would I whoop his ass?
Yeah.
No, because all that stuff has to be set in motion.
Okay,
You wouldn't want to whoop his ass just because,
bro.
you know?
We're
He killed
talking
himself.
about it's taking stuff back from the
Yeah.
past, dude. We're not talking
No,
about whipping.
I'm talking about going back in time and seeing what the hell you want.
Well, I mean,
to do.
it's like the whole generic. Well, if you had a time machine, would you go back and stop Hitler? No.
Yeah.
No, why would you want to stop Hitler?
Yeah, why would you want to stop Hitler, dude? If anyone needed to be stopped was freaking Ice Spice, dude. When she came out with that, calling everybody a munch, dude.
If anybody needed to be stopped, it's fucking Kanye, bro.
My boy Kanye did nothing
Okay,
wrong.
he did nothing
What are you
wrong, bro.
talking
Chill out. Man, this guy's crazy.
about? I know. Wouldn't
You're
stop
at-
Hitler,
you're-
but you'll stop Kanye? Okay.
Out of control,
Get your
this guy.
priorities straight, guy.
This guy's out of control, dude. He's out of control. That's why you're being haunted, dude.
You're beating up a child named Steve Jobs, trying to steal his idea that
Yeah, but I'm a child too, bro.
Yeah, for real, right? He wants to steal Steve Jobs'
But nobody
idea.
said that you were a child at
But
this
I was
time.
a child too. You know, once I travel.
Oh,
back in
just
time,
because you got beat
I
up as a
become-
child
I
and you were
become-
ugly, that you got to take it on Steve Jobs?
I become a child. You know.
All right. Well, anyways,
I was just kidding. I want to do Steve Jobs like that. I was just fucking around, bro. It's all love.
bro, yeah, you would, bro. I already know you.
I wouldn't.
You're a monster, dude. You
Beat up kids on the regular.
I'll beat you up, bro. Just on the
I'm not
regular.
a kid.
I'll treat you like a kid, motherfucker.
That's kind of gay.
Hey, all right. Hey, you.
Yo. This video for sure is getting flagged.
Hey, yo, this man beats kids.
And he hasn't beat kids yet. He needs a time machine first. Then he will do it.
That's when he'll start. Don't give him a time machine.
I feel like Danny's gonna go home today, bro. The CIA's following him, bro.
Dude, we're all going to get screwed by the CIA today. We just maybe need to stop saying CIA.
You get the call right now. They're like, stop recording.
We're not important enough. Dude, if we got a phone call right now and they said, you guys need to stop recording,
What would you do?
I would crap my pants.
I'd watch him crap his pants.
I'd watch him crap his pants too.
He's going to say he was watching me crap my pants, but then he couldn't think of the wording.
I got fucked up on that one.
All right. So that was one of the projects. Were you done with that? Or
No, dude, that's what I was saying. It's a long ass thing.
All right, hold on. Before we start.
This is where it ties in with Stranger Things too.
All right, before we start.
Uh-huh.
So this is based off Stranger Things?
Stranger Things is based off of this. The Montauk Project.
Do you like Stranger Things?
I watched like 2-3 seasons of it.
Do you like Stranger Things?
Not really. Now they're freaking huge ass adults.
Did you at one point like Stranger Things?
No,
Did you ever experiment with Stranger Things?
no.
So stupid, dude.
You
He's
like
dying
fish
over
sticks? You like putting fish sticks in your mouth?
What are you, a gay fish?
Have you ever played with a Stranger Thing?
Have you ever
Okay.
played with the Strangers thing?
No.
Okay.
All right, go back. Do your time.
Let's finish this damn thing, dude. Danny went on for like half an hour with this, talking about the.
That's what I was saying,
Okay,
dog.
but you didn't have to give all that. Okay, go ahead.
I
Go
already
ahead.
told you.
Just,
already.
give
All
us-
right.
just give the summary, man.
Listen.
Let's hear the synopsis because we got a lot more to go, dude.
All right. You can cut this out.
I'm about to leave in like
I can
30
give you.
minutes.
So if it'll make it easier for you, I can give you a quick, brief summary of like start to finish.
No. Just finish it from now. I'm not gonna cut. I'm honestly, I might just leave the whole thing.
You got to cut out some stuff.
Yeah, you gotta cut out the Hitler shit. You gotta cut out that dumb shit.
Oh, that's staying in there.
Blast this man's home address. Social security on screen right now.
Jeez. Okay.
Okay. So just to like basically finish it off, right? Where it ties into the whole Stranger Things, the whole Stranger Things show and everything like that, right?
For the record, I have never watched Stranger Things.
So
Okay, go ahead.
He's been playing.
So-
with Stranger, he's been playing with Stranger Things.
So
Okay.
Duncan was his mind super gifted, right? Was able to make physical things appear.
Up here.
Up here,
Whether or not it was intentional, whether or not it was accidental,
fucking magician.
he was able to make like a massive beast appear and start wrecking everyone.
Sounds like Ricky's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because Ricky's gay.
You fucking pirate.
What a booty pirate.
Don't be mad. You just projecting right now.
All right.
Just
Please
like Duncan
continue.
was projecting this beast. So it was starting killing everything, right? And they couldn't stop it because the only
Wait
way
a minute. So Duncan unleashed a beast
Yes.
into the lab.
into the lab and it started killing people. It
Holy,
started literally
okay.
just massacring people.
Holy.
And they couldn't stop it because again,
Where's the
it
report?
was
I want to see the fucking
it
report.
was in his head that he manifested this thing. So they couldn't do anything.
like a massive beach just
The
came out
only
the
way
cut
to
at a
stop it-
fucking portal.
Yep. The only way to stop it was to literally get Duncan off the chair
Nigga,
to remove him.
you've
from
been
it.
watching a lot of Stargate, huh?
No, I've never actually watched it.
Hey man, let the guy tell his story, bro. Please.
The only way to stop it was to shut off the power and get Duncan out of that chair. Nichols basically claimed that he started breaking everything, started destroying all this stuff. Then comes this guy, Alec Bielek. In the late 1980s, this guy was claiming the wildest shit. He was popping up in UFO conventions and paranormal conventions and stating he was one of the survivors of the Philadelphia experiment. Philadelphia experiment, because some people don't know, was taking place in 1943, and they were trying to make a ship disappear using electrical magnetic fields on radars and stuff like that. It would actually disappear.
See, my uncle can make one disappear, fool.
Yeah.
He just give that fool a pack of beer, fool, and then he disappear one.
So they used electrical magnetic generators on the SS Eldridge. It disappeared in Philadelphia. It disappeared and then reappeared in Virginia a couple minutes later, to about like 200 miles away, and then it came back. Because it disappeared, because of all that stuff, it was reported that some of the people that were on the ship were gone in general, never to be heard of, never to be seen ever again, or morphed with the ship. And obviously, they died. So this dude comes out, and Al comes out, and he starts saying that he's one of the survivors. He started getting his memory back, stating that he was one of the main survivors, and that his original name was Edward Cameron. His brother, that he claimed, was Duncan Cameron. Both him and Duncan he claimed were on the Philadelphia experiment. They were a part of it. They were enlisted when they were 16. When they saw that the ship was going invisible and stuff like that, they jumped because they didn't know what was going on. They jumped off the ship into a time vortex, teleported to a different year, claimed that they were being treated for radiation and temporal anomalies. Then these people in the year 2173 told them, you got to go to a different year. Jumped them forward to 2752. Oh, 2752. And then they lived there for 2 years, told they needed to go back to 1943 to stop the project, where the year that they were actually teleported to was 1983. At the time that Duncan was on the chair, having the beast basically could destroy stuff. They were sent there to help fix this. When they did all that stuff, their minds were erased, or Al's mind was erased with the CIA and everything like that, was wiped clean, and was given a false life of what he claims is a false life. And that's, a quick gist of like.
All right. Well, that's interesting, man. I didn't know any of that stuff. So this is all alleged?
It's all alleged, mainly because this is where they screwed themselves, right? So they didn't have any physical evidence. Not any of them did not produce anything.
He was a magician, bro.
Alec Bielik, Preston Nichols, and Duncan Cameron, all real people, never produced any evidence as to what they were claiming.
Not even a magic trick, dude?
No. Preston Nichols screwed himself over, too. The way that I want to say he screwed himself over is, again, it was a book called The Montauk Project of what he claimed actually happened at Fort Hero, Camp Hero, which, by the way, it's an actual national park now because people were going there.
Yeah.
And so New York took it over, and they were like, we're going to make this into a national park. We can actually visit the bunkers and everything.
He probably just had a bad trip on LSD.
That's also the other thing. They were dosing these guys with LSD. So he messed up because he started releasing more books. And with each book that came out, it started coming out with more claims of aliens, ancient technology, post-war Nazi scientists, everything like that.
It sounded like he just hooked onto the trend.
Oh, yeah. In
He just kept it going.
Get closer to the mic. In 1992, it started to blow up even more because Al, was
right into the mic, dude.
I went this way. Al started popping up in a lot of radio shows and a central podcast back in the day. And he was making all these claims and was very well known in the paranormal and phenomenon bullshit, right? It's just like a whole bunch of stuff. But again, where they screwed themselves was none of them never produced any physical evidence or any documents that claimed what they were saying. Al died in 2011. Nichols died in 2018. Duncan died in 2019.
Oh, that's pretty recent.
They were pretty recent that they all died, and these were all their claims that they were saying.
What were their causes of death?
Just natural deaths, no weird shit. They just died naturally.
They just died. That's crazy.
Yeah, because a lot of them were. Let's see. So if Al was born 1927. So if he was born 1927 and he served at the age of 16
dude,
in
he must have
1943,
been old as hell.
He
dude.
was old as shit. Duncan Cameron, which was his alleged brother, was born around the same time, also served, and he died in 2019.
So this stuff sounds a little bit more like tinfoil hatty.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm about to tell you now is more rooted in truth and something that was declassified. Have you heard of Subproject 68?
No.
So let me take you down to up to Canada, Montreal, at the Allen Memorial Institute, which is a hospital. They hired a dude. The CIA hired a dude named Dr. Ewan Cameron. He was president of the American Psychiatric Association. He was the president of the American Psychiatric Association. He was one of the most respected psychiatrists in the world. But privately, the CIA was paying him to be a freaking monster, dude. He was doing all kinds of terrible things to people, which I feel like is with a lot of dudes, everyone has a dark side. But this dude had a theory, man. Yeah, he believed that the cure to mental illness, like schizophrenia, wasn't just to talk it out. It was more like you had to destroy the patient and tear them all the way down. Depatterning them is what he said.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he believed that mind was like a chalkboard, and you could just erase it and then just draw up whatever the hell you want, basically.
It's a lobotomy at that point.
No, I don't think he did that. But before you could write a new, but he said before you could write a new personality, you had to erase the old one completely.
Oh yeah.
And the CIA freaking loved that idea because they were looking for that.
Yeah, they were gushing over that stuff.
And they didn't care. They didn't care about like curing depression or really doing anything for science or for the humanity at that matter. They just wanted to see if they can erase the spy of or a memory of a spy. So they funneled money to Cameron through a bunch of fake organizations, and that's usually how they funded a lot of MKUltra projects.
Money laundering, basically.
A lot of money laundering. With this funding he got through all this money laundering, he developed this 3-stage method, which stage 1 was the sleep room. Cameron would take his patients, just regular people seeking help for anxiety and postpartum depression, and put them into a drug-induced coma.
Oh, shit. Never mind.
He kept them asleep for weeks or months at a time. Dude, that sounds like my cousin, dude.
Dude, that sounds like a great vacation. What are you talking about?
That dude does nothing. Anyways, he was... Huh?
So that fool has him in hibernation.
Yeah, he literally. So, okay. So he would wake them up only to feed them and take them to the toilet and then knock them out again. So pretty much you just have them permanently sedated.
Time out. Can you imagine? You just get woken up and he's like, all right, it's time to eat. It's time for you to eat. Okay, you done eating? Time to make boom boom.
Wow, it's crazy. Imagine waking up and he's inside you.
What's with you?
God, dude.
What's with you? Are you just projecting? Is that what it is?
Jeez,
I want
dude.
people in me.
This guy's disgusting,
I'm
dude.
just saying, what if
He's
you
a freak,
woke up
bro.
and he's inside you, bro?
I think you and your ghost need to get a new apartment. I think you need to get a new apartment. Either you leave or he leaves because
you.
the
What do you
ghost
mean?
is probably inside you,
Okay, well,
and you're just
let me
filling
get to
that
stage
fantasy.
2, man, because in stage 1 isn't gay, right? Or at least I don't think it was. I mean, it's very possible that Dr. Cameron maybe
Took advantage of his patients.
these
Yeah, I
sleepy
don't
people.
doubt that. But I mean, like, come
Maybe he
on,
had a
man.
sleep kink, maybe.
Like
Okay,
All right, go ahead.
Oh,
Continue,
it just
continue.
gets off on people sleeping. He's like, oh, yeah. Look at you in REM. Oh, damn. Just rubbing his nipples. Oh, you're
Okay,
in
all
REM.
Hey, you better not cut that part out where he's rubbing his nipples. bro.
Don't.
no,
That-
man.
Zoom in on
Hey,
it.
that needs to be the thumbnail.
Zoom in.
That needs to be the thumbnail.
Okay. So stage two was
MKUltra.
psychic. Okay, is that your MKUltra pose, dude?
That's it.
Yeah. No, I know what Ricky's MKUltra pose is called. Downward dog, dude. That's Ricky's MKUltra freaking pose, dude.
Yeah, donkey guard that shit.
Dude, it's crazy.
I'm gonna find a secret word for your bitch ass, and I'm like, every time I say it, you're gonna be like,
So Ricky off street said that Danny B would come out and
Just strike the MK Ultra pose.
strike the MKUltra pose.
You're just gonna be like, "Hey, chamaco,
That's gonna be. Oh god, dude.
see him randomly at the mall, and be like, hey, cabrón.
I don't go to the mall.
Oh my god.
You go to the mall still?
Yeah, who goes to the freaking mall,
Go to the
dude?
mall, motherfucker.
You're the one that pointed it out.
It's 2025, almost 2026. You freaking outdated,
Damn, he's deleting his routes on
you
Google Maps.
outdated donkey. He doesn't use Google Maps. He literally pulls out a whole map and like, okay, where am I going today?
How far is it? Oh, I missed my exit. Shit.
All right. Stage 2 is called psychic driving. While the patients were groggy and vulnerable, Cameron would strap football helmets onto their heads.
Oh, the leather ones, the old ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And then inside the helmets there were speakers.
Oh no, there's
And
a
it was
new
playing
one.
the new Future song.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong person. That's
Wait.
that's Fetty Wap.
Oh, I'm talking about the N-word one.
Editor, blast it right now.
Who sings that? Whose the song is that?
Which one?
The N-word song.
Which N word?
Is that song called Ninja?
I don't know. I don't know which song you're talking about.
Look it up, dude. No, it's called Ninja by it's a rap song. Here, I'll find it.
Because I know that if I type in Ninja right now, it's just gonna pop up that one dude that
I'm
streams.
pretty sure it's either Future. Does anybody in the audience know?
Young Thug.
Yeah, there we go. It's a Young Thug song called Ninja. So basically, what Cameron did was he invited Duncan over, and he had Duncan go into the future and then get the MP4 file for the song Ninja, and he would play it inside the helmets of the people in step 2.
And they were like, "Hey, this song's gonna slap in the future. You're not gonna get it now, but your kids are gonna love it."
So
Yeah, how many plays does it have?
probably a lot, dude.
2.2 million views.
Here we go.
That's gonna be.
All right, so stage 2 was psychic driving. While the patients were groggy and vulnerable, Cameron would strap a football helmet onto their heads. Inside the helmets were speakers. He would play a loop tape recording. Sometimes it was positive message, but usually it was just negative. You are weak. You're a bad mother. You are worthless.
Oh, shit.
He would play these loops for 16 hours a day, dude.
Imagine he gave the whole "you're a bad mother" to a male.
That'd be pretty funny. Some patients heard the same message 250,000 times.
Jeez.
If they tried to take off the helmet, they were sedated. Stage 3 was the Page Russell electroshock therapy. So this was just straight brute force. In the 1950s, normal electroshock therapy was 110 volts once a day. So Cameron used 150 volts, which is even more than the standard, right? And instead of one shock, he would do 6 times in a row.
Damn.
2 or 3 times a day. He was literally blasting their brains with electricity until they couldn't remember who they were. And then so the aftermath was a lot of them would forget their names. They reverted to their infant mindsets, loss of function. A lot of them forgot how to talk, how to use a toilet. They had to be re-potty trained. Yeah, there was a victim named Velma Ehrlichau, and she was the wife of a Canadian politician. She went in for mild depression and came out unable to read or function.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, Cameron successfully wiped their minds, but he couldn't put them back together. They were just left broken. These people weren't spies. They weren't soldiers. They were just civilians. They went into the hospital just to trust the doctor and have the doctor help them out. But instead, the U.S. government paid the doctor just to basically erase their lives. So kind of like that Duncan guy, But, somehow he was able to come back together.
Oh, no, that was Al. Al Billick.
Yeah, and then when the victims finally tried to sue, years later, the CIA argued that they weren't responsible for any of that.
Yeah, that wasn't us, dog.
And they were saying, "Oh no, it was a Canadian doctor. We just wrote the checks." Just completely nah.
Damn, it wasn't me.
Us.
It was Ricky.
Yeah, and then, in my opinion, it's probably one of the worst things that you can do to somebody. Imagine you go in for a headache, especially now. Depression is so.
You got some ibuprofen. Oh yeah, 150 volts.
Yeah, depression was such a huge topic these days. But yeah, imagine if they were doing that to every dude that came, or every woman and dude that came in depressed.
Okay, in all honesty, all right, I get depression, right? I get depressed. I'm pretty sure you guys get depressed. But what do you guys normally do to fight your depression? Me, I just like to be left alone, and I'll listen to music and just literally sit there and just be a vegetable. I'll just literally sit there and just. That's it. That's and I'll stay like that for maybe a day and a half. And I'll get over being depressed.
Can't let that shit beat you, bro.
It doesn't, but I just sit there and I start thinking about my life, what I can do.
You start to
better.
feel you start to feel getting sad, bro. What you gotta do?
Not be sad.
Just ignore it.
Just not be sad.
Just don't be sad. Just do something. Look for something else to do.
I got to do the old ways. You ain't got time to be sad.
Yeah, bro, you're a man. You got.
That's very true.
There's nothing.
No, that's literally that's how I end it. Usually is, hey man, you don't have time to be sad.
But then again, everybody takes it differently.
We got stuff to do, bro.
Yeah, no, seriously. After a while,
you just got to give your life purpose, man. There has to be purpose in every aspect of your life, and
because if you get sad, bro, it just delays you.
Yeah, no. I don't just sit there for the whole day and a half. I still do stuff, and I try to figure out what it is that I can do.
Imagine being sad at work, right?
Huh?
Imagine being sad at work.
I am sad at work.
What's gonna happen, bro? You just get delayed, bro. You're not gonna be able to make your money. You're not gonna focus.
I get paid by the hour. What are you talking about?
What you mean, bro?
I don't get paid per production. You get paid per production?
No, but if you get
okay, so then you get paid by the hour.
Yeah, but you still have a job to do.
Yeah, you still have a job to do. You still have a job.
I think it's because we work differently. My job can be done spread out through the whole week.
Oh,
it's not just on that one specific day.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, that was another horrible. There's 140 something experiment, 149 sub experiments. This is just one of them or two of them. We said two of them.
That was two of them.
Yeah.
Montauk Project is one of the ones.
Oh no, we said three. So Midnight Climax was the one with the brothels and the Johns. The one that you talked about. The
what was it called? Subject. 67?
No, yours.
No, mine was Montauk Project.
The
What was
Montauk
yours?
Project, and then mine was the Subject,
67?
Subproject 68.
Sub-project?
Yeah, Subproject.
68.
They're all subprojects.
Oh.
The main part of it is just trying to find a truth serum, right?
Yeah,
And so then this leads to Frank Olson, and I think you can talk about how he died and what happened, and just try to make it short. You don't have to.
Quick little backstory of Frank Olson, right? He was I wrote it down too. Hold on. So Frank Olson was one of the first Army scientists assigned to a top secret biological warfare lab at Frank Derrick, Maryland. All right. So he was making chemical weapons of mass destruction, like we talked about, that they were not doing, but they were doing during the Korean War. They were Chinese soldiers that were coming back with like certain things on them that were obviously done through biological warfare. Again, the Magna Carta was 1925. So everything that they were doing, super illegal.
Right.
Frank Olson was one of the top scientists for that. It was so secretive that even his wife and his kids didn't know what it was that he was doing or a part of until he died in November 28, 1953. He jumped out of a window. When his wife died in 1992 is when she died. His wife's name was Alice. She died in 1993. His kids wanted to have him buried elsewhere. They wanted him to be buried with his wife. So they got his body reinspected, and that's when they found out through the guy who did the what is it called?
Biopsy.
The biopsy. James Starr. Autopsy, biopsy. Where they basically checked out his body.
Biopsy is when you're still alive, I think. Autopsy is when.
So when they did the autopsy, James Starr found that there was no cuts on his body whatsoever, like you would if you were to jump out of glass.
Yes.
So when they did the autopsy, it came out that there was no cuts on his body whatsoever, because they said that he jumped out of a 10-story building. So there was no cuts on his body. They found out that there was actually blunt force trauma above his left eye, and there was also a very serious wound on his chest. Mm-hmm. So he was basically beaten and tossed out of a window, and it was super weird because he died at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, there was a guy in the room with him.
There was a guy in the room with him, Robert. I wrote the name down.
It's okay.
So Robert was with him. Robert was actually the second in command, and was what's his name? Sidney Gottlieb's right-hand man. At this time, before they threw him out of the building, right before Frank died, he was having second thoughts about all of the stuff that he was doing, because he was a part of the MKUltra projects. He was a part of a whole bunch of different stuff because, again, he was doing biological warfare. He was having regrets. He put in his resignation, was talked out of doing that, and was invited to a party by Sidney Gottlieb. And it was 10 other scientists. While they were there, the first day was fine. Second day, that's when the weird stuff started to happen. And they gave them post-meal drinks, and that's where they were heavily dosed with LSD without their knowledge. Goldbeck asked, anyone feel weird? After a couple of minutes after they drank it, he asked, does anyone feel weird? And they said, yeah, we're feeling a little weird. You know, there's having some of this and that. And that's when they were informed, you guys were dosed. Frank didn't want to be a part of that stuff. He's seen what they did with LSD and everything like that. He didn't want to be a part of it. Fearing for their own safety, for all this information coming out, because, again, this guy was part of so many projects.
Yeah. He was kind of leaning towards becoming a whistleblower.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they killed him.
Oh, yeah, because they made him go meet with a
Well, from what I understand, after he got dosed, he became like severely depressed.
He wasn't feeling good, because
and then 9 days later, after after that party, that's when he quote unquote killed himself, right?
That's when he killed himself. They had him meet. They talked him out of his resignation, right? So first of all, he stepped down. Then he was going to put in his resignation because he didn't want to be a part of it. They talked him out of doing that, and they told him, "Hey, if you're not feeling good and you're feeling stressed out because of all your work, why don't you go see this doctor?" Dr. Abramson. Abramson. So Dr. Abramson was actually a allergist. They told him he was a psychiatrist for the CIA, but he was actually an allergist. And he convinced him to go and submit himself to a hospital. And he thought, oh, a hospital? I get to just, do a vacation. I get to just rest off. Great. Started, feeling more lively. He actually enjoyed the idea of still having his job and still and taking a break from all of it.
Right.
On the day that he was going to, the day before he was going to submit himself to a hospital, that's when they dosed him with LSD again. And he jumped out of the window.
Yeah. So after he died, didn't his family try to sue the CIA, and then the president invited him to his office and they got paid a bunch of money?
The Rockefeller Committee brought out paperwork that was about all of the CIA's activities, and his name was in there. It was blasted on newsletters and everything like that. Got back to his family, and then, again, his family still didn't know what he did. They just thought he was a normal scientist.
Yeah,
and the president himself, because they found out that was his family, the president invited his family to the White House, where he gave them a formal apology. The head of the director of the CIA also apologized, and they gave him
gave the family
a settlement of $750,000, which is roughly about $9 million today.
Yeah, so
into agreeing not to sue them.
Right. So that was a caveat, right? Not to sue them.
Yep.
When they exhumed the body to go move it over to where the mother was buried, and they did that second autopsy, that's when they found all that foul play. And unfortunately, since they had to sign that document, they weren't able to freaking sue them again. So basically, they're like, "Oh, sucks to suck."
But even the judge was on their side and stated, even though you can't sue them, what your claims are technically not true.
Yeah.
So that's when his family went to the press and everything and was putting them all on blast.
Yeah, so the Frank Olson case was like a smoking gun, right? It just proves that the government will kill to keep a secret. Because they knew he was going to become a whistleblower. And that hasn't stopped them ever.
No, because they covered up his death in a matter of 12 hours.
The government has killed so many people, man. And a lot of people, there's a lot of speculation around it. But this one was kind of really obvious about it. But the program didn't stop in the 50s. It went on for decades. CIA introduced LSD to America, hoping to create a mind control weapon. Instead, they accidentally created a counterculture. They created the hippie movement in the 50s, in the 70s. I mean, a lot of the people that were being dosed, because they would dose the public often, dude. They would oftentimes just get people high, in the streets and stuff. So then, obviously, people started experimenting and stuff, and basically just created the hippie movement. There was a lyricist for the Grateful Dead, which is a band. He was also an MKUltra volunteer. So he said that he was heavily dosed with LSD and stuff. And, I guess other people that were noteworthy that were part of the MKUltra was Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, and even Charles Manson.
Oh, yeah.
People tie him heavily to the project because he had met with
Jolly West.
Jolly West, yeah. So how did it end, you ask? In 1973, amidst the Watergate scandal, CIA Director Richard Helms panicked. He started freaking out, and then Gottlieb was like, "Yeah, dude, we need to get up out of here." So they started destroying MKUltra files. He wanted them bleached from history books, but he wasn't able to get all of it.
Nope.
So that I feel like that it adds to the mystery, because it's okay, there's room for these things that are not on the record, right? That hasn't got declassified, because everything has been declassified at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But that leaves room for these Duncan guys,
Yeah.
These people that had deeper connections, that had crazier stories. And when the Church Committee investigated in 1975, there was almost no paper trail. The only reason we know of this is because of a mistake. So in 1977, they found 7 boxes of financial records in the Navy Department. The receipts. So he had destroyed most of the medical files, but he forgot the budget in the office.
Oh, dumbass.
So there was a bunch of invoices for a ton of LSD. the magicians, safe houses. They had,
The magicians?
So, yeah, so
they legitimately had people just perform illusions in front of others?
Yep.
Damn, talk about a good trip sitter.
Yeah, so we know about 149 subprojects because we found the receipts for them, right? And so that doesn't give us the full scope, so they could have been more.
Yeah.
We don't know how many people died. We don't know if the research really stopped or is just moved into the dark. Because MKUltra turned into MK
Search.
And I mean that probably morphed into something else these days. Because obviously the government has no moral code. It does have a facing moral code where like, oh, this is public information and we're moral, but at the end of the day, the government's the government. They're going to do whatever the hell they want.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's a warning. MKUltra is a warning, and it's a advisory for people to like really pay attention to what's going on, because I feel like even with your algorithm, like you're being brainwashed by your algorithm.
Oh, yeah.
And you're being brainwashed by commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you see something that you don't like, let's just say
Slowly being desensitized to certain things.
Exactly. Being desensitized is a big part of it.
Subliminal messaging.
Subliminal messaging is huge, right? And I think MKUltra just it proves that the government has done horrible things, and they will continue to do horrible things, especially with the recent times and what's been going on and all this deception going on. That's all warfare is these days, because they can't go an all-out war. They can't line up in their little red coats and their little blue coats and then just start shooting at each other, because we know that's ridiculously wrong. We're not going to just do that. So now everything's all espionage. We're going to have triple agents. I'm going to brainwash this dude, and then he's going to get sent back over there and brainwash that dude. And yeah. What are your thoughts on MKUltra?
Oh, I know that they stopped it essentially, right? So like, because the stuff that they have is between 1950 to 1980s.
Yeah.
Right. All those files came out, everything like that. The lingo that they had was essentially abbreviations of certain things. And it was only referencing stuff at that time.
Right.
They still have a whole bunch of other stuff. So
yeah, that's
who
what I'm
knows
saying.
what type of stuff lingo that they're using now.
It's like an open door, because we know of 149 projects, but we've only it's only
Scratch the
because
surface of stuff.
and it's only because it's been declassified, right? What do you think, Ricky?
I think it's still being used till this day.
It's got to be, right?
Like 100%. Like all these false flag attacks, it's just it all
entirely different
connects.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, people are getting. Yeah. Well, it's been the heist. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Today we did MKUltra. This weekend we're gonna go ahead and film our 5th episode, and it's gonna be a For the Boys episode, quote unquote. I know we got our female audience, and
Hi, girl. Hi.
Hi. That
Why'd
sounded
you
pretty.
say it more feminine?
Yeah, that
than the
was
rest of
awful,
us?
dude. We should jump him. Anyways,
Smear the queer.
Sorry, bro.
we can't say that, dude.
Sorry, bro. Oh.
Yeah, so
Cut it out.
so we're gonna do a For the Boys episode, which is gonna be a synopsis or a little bit of a rundown of the previous 4 episodes, and I think we're gonna do that like a little special every few episodes. Every like maybe after this we'll do every like 10 episodes. We'll do like a For the Boys episode, and we'll kind of like maybe talk about get some Q&As on some of the stuff that we talked about. And
Yeah,
that'd be sick, dude.
leave your stuff in the comments.
Yeah, leave your stuff down in the comments.
Questions you guys might have.
Yeah, questions for us about maybe our ghost stories, but yeah, the episode For the Boys, it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be a lot more laughs. I feel like we did more of a better job being ourselves on this one. It doesn't feel as robotic. But yeah, this has been The Heist, episode 4, MKUltra, and if actually I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I've been throwing subliminals this whole time. And you guys, as soon as I clap my cheeks, clap my, I can twerk in a split. Anyways,
What?
as soon as I snap my fingers, you guys are going to like and subscribe and leave a comment.
Oh.
So at some point I will snap my fingers. But yeah, this has been The Heist. Have you seen this?
Have you heard about this?
With Uli
And Danny?
and our producer.
Rick.
Wait,
Oh, come on. Snap. There you go.